My name is Ingrid Neuman. I'm the Senior Sculpture Conservator at the Rhode Island School of Design Museum in Providence, Rhode Island, in the United States. And as such, I am responsible for the conservation of all of the three-dimensional artworks in our museum. We have about 120,000 artworks. And in conjunction with my responsibilities as an art conservator, I also teach undergraduates at the Rhode Island School of Design, and I invented a course initially which was entitled The Art of Art Conservation, because I saw a need for the undergraduate students to understand more about materials. They're very creative and wonderfully full of terrific ideas, but they don't always understand how materials interact with one another. So I was very fortunate and extremely happy to receive all three Gabo Trust Foundation grants starting in 2014, when I was very interested in attending a conference called Fail Better, and it was about the care of modern and contemporary art, and it was in Hamburg, Germany. I was very interested in attending this conference because I hadn't attended that many European conferences or conferences outside of the United States. And I was interested in seeing what was going on in other countries. And I did discover very happily that there was a lot more going on in other countries than perhaps in the United States regarding the care and conservation of modern and contemporary art. There were a lot of interesting new concepts that I learned at that conference. One of them was called curating conservation, which I had never heard of before, which basically was when curators actually um, contribute their own feelings and philosophies about how to conserve an artwork. There was also a lot of talk about how to interact with artists, the issue of replicas, which is huge with contemporary art, especially where plastics are involved, that there's often a necessity to replicate artwork. And this is very controversial. It involves a lot of ethics, and people have very strong feelings about it. In 2017, I wanted to attend the 50th anniversary of IIC that was being held in Copenhagen. But I also wanted to dovetail that with some visits to museums in Scandinavia that I had never attended. I would say maybe most importantly, I was able to see storage of plastic works in various museums in Sweden and Copenhagen, because at the Rhode Island School of Design Museum, our storage is not at the level we would like it to be, and we're interested in improving it. So it was a way for me to see how other people had dealt with this problem. Last summer, I was able to connect through all of these visits. I was able to determine that there was a very special museum that focuses only on plastics at the Arts University Bournemouth. I was really so thrilled to go there. I was able to work with the curator, Louise Dennis, and the collections officer and documentation officer. And I spent about 2 weeks there examining their collection, also their library. They had a fantastic library, which was part of the Plastics Historical Society. And the employees there, specifically the collections officer, was able to bring out dozens and dozens of artworks that I could inspect. And I could also look at their exhibits, which they have and which rotate. I was very interested in learning about uh, a plastics toolkit, a flow chart that they had created, which I can use in my teaching.